Welcome, everybody. This is D. Durrell with D. Durrell Life Solutions here. I am doing a quick live stream today. Haven't created a a live stream on this particular channel, D. Durrell Life Solutions, in probably over 2 weeks. I try to be as consistent as my life and business and everything that involves my everyday will allow me to. But I am going live today to have a discussion to talk about the struggles of life, talking about things that get in the way of people being happy, things that stress people out, things that get in the way of your functioning, your ability to make money, the ability to have productive relationships, uh, do the things that, life is created. Life is here. Your life is not meant to be a struggle. And I know a lot of people talk about all of the different pitfalls that life creates for one, whether it's your fault or not. All of the different pitfalls. However, that's just a consequence of living. Experiencing problems is just a consequence of life. Life presents trials and tribulations. Life presents things that will be good and also bad. Life is also what you make it. Life is also influenced by the decisions that you make. And when I talk about the decisions that you make, because the decisions that you make are highly indicative of you as a person and why you are experiencing the things that you are currently experiencing in life. When we talk about mental health is relative to the decisions from a social. I'm not going to go into the biological aspects of mental health, but from a social standpoint, a lot of mental illness is caused by people being directly or indirectly involved in certain types of decisions, mainly adversive decisions, and how they deal with the decisions and the environments that they're in. People who constantly make bad mistakes, who constantly find themselves in certain situations, usually respond in certain ways to people in those situations. One of the best ways to minimize struggles of life is to make positive and good decisions, responsible decisions, decisions that are in your best interest, decisions that require thought and planning and discernment. You're making decisions that can have a higher chance of producing positive outcomes for oneself. People who make bad decisions struggle in life. And when I talk about struggling in life, I'm looking at all forms of life domain. This is respective of your social relationships. Social relationships permeate it throughout just the whole environment and existence of being a human being. We are interconnected with other people. Even those that want to isolate themselves. You can only isolate yourself from people to a certain extent. We need in any environment, there is a usage and a need for other people because you can't do everything on your own. So when I talk about struggles, I'm speaking of struggles as it relates to relationships, personal relationships, struggles with romanticism, struggles with loyalty and your sexual issues, or communicative issues, intimacy issues, marital issues. Then we talk about as it relates to family issues, your kids, your brothers, sisters, your parents, cousins, aunts, extended or immediate. We're also talking about close relationships as it relates to those who are non-related to you that you have an interaction with. Friends, close friends, friends you grew up with, your boss, your co-workers that you spend a gazillion hours a week with. There are people who spend more time working with co-workers than with their own family. And those are facts, which created in the modern times the work wife and the work husband. There are people who spend 30, 40 hours a week with a work husband or a work wife and only spend 10 hours a week with their real husband or real wife. That can cause struggle. That can cause issues in relationships. We're talking about financial situations, living above your means, learning to manage your money, or not having enough to live, period. Struggling within a career, your education, job related, work related stress. We'll talk about biologically related, your mental health, your physical health, your medication management, weight management, your nutrition, wear and tear on your body. Most people in life are not operating on all cylinders where all of those different domains that I mentioned are at an optimal level. And if they are, it's not for a long period of time. Most people are going to carry some level of issues on at least two or more of the domains that I listed. At least. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. We're up to 4, down to 3. Appreciate you all for being here, and I appreciate you all for pressing the like button. So, as we touch on mental health, because I'm speaking in terms of how the struggles of life affect your mental health. Because when you live in a modern society, or what's perceived as a modern society that has expectations of what you should and should not be doing to maintain a societal expectation as it relates to success and avoiding failures, you're expected to function at a certain level. You're expected to do that. You are expected to complete high school, have a high school diploma or equivalency of a GED, mainly a high school diploma. You're expected to graduate. After high school, you are expected to become a productive adult, whether it's going to college, going to the military, owning your own business, working for someone else having a job. We are expected to do that. However, the road to doing those things can be a struggle. And part of that struggle is the fact that you're interacting with other human beings. You're competing with other human beings. And in life, as we all know it, most people are not that nice. Everybody has their own self-interest. No one has time to care about your self-interest. So you're competing. You're on your own. And the basis of living with an immediate family with parents is that they prepare you for the world so that you understand how to deal with struggle. It doesn't matter how rich or poor you are. There are going to be struggles of life, and your ability to cope with that and resolve those issues determines what kind of person you are and what type of life you're going to live long term. Some people get so stressed out over life. So many domains are not adequately given attention. Example, a person that is highly successful, works 70, 80 hours a week, makes $500,000, barely sees the kids, barely sees the wife. Then he makes $500,000 and he functions. He sacrificed his work-related life. He sacrificed his home life so that he can be a super achiever financially and professionally. And that's the dilemma a person faces. Which one do I choose of more importance? Which one will have to be sacrificed? There's some people who are willing to sacrifice their family to make $1. And then there's those that are not willing to sacrifice their family and they just make less money. And then there's those who can adequately bounce between the two and find a balance. Is our environment, the social construct of what is called American society, is it socially engineered to prevent us from struggling or minimizing? The answer is no. In our society, in modern society, achievement that is filled with individualism, is filled with greed, achievement, materialism, coupled with grandiosity, societal validation, being admired by others. These are things that a lot of people seek, and they struggle. They struggle in life for status. They struggle and they struggle to make a certain amount of money. They sacrifice the things that are supposed to mean the most to them. And many of these people, in even achieving some of these things, are still not happy. You got the big house, you got the cars, you have the designer shoes or clothes, eat the finest of foods, after all these things are said and done, you're still struggling. You're struggling to maintain because obtaining success is only the start. The struggle of maintaining that success is even deeper. Again, appreciate everybody for being here today with me. This is D. Durrell with D. Durrell Life Solutions. Stress itself is one of the biggest determinants of how people live their life. It's a huge determinant of how happy you will or will not be. Inability to sleep, inability to eat, feeling like you don't have enough time in the day to do basic things. These are struggles. This is life. Politically, the political issues that come about that prevent ones or takes away freedoms that people think they should or should not have, education, recreation. All of these things involve interacting with other people. So the question is, what are you going to do about it? And for those in the chat, you're free to make comments in the chat as it relates to what struggles and how we deal with struggles. As a therapist, these are some of the issues that people come to me all the time to help them manage the struggles of life, which to me, clinically, we're talking about stressors. We're talking about psychosocial stressors. The day-to-day grind of dealing with stressors that are overwhelming, that it can lead to all types of other issues. Such as it can lead to health related issues. Stress affects blood pressure, it affects your immune system. Your stress can affect you eating things, things that are not very nutritious that can also cause other health issues. And that's just the facts. So, how we struggle with it, how do we prepare for it? How do you communicate it? How can you circumvent struggling? You can only minimize it because it doesn't matter what social economical background that you are in, you will have struggle. And for those that think, they have it all together, no one has it all together all the time. You may have it all together some of the time, or even most of the time, but no one has it together all the time. In life, successful people create goals all the time. In creating those goals, you will struggle to do it. No real success comes real easy outside of inheritance or being born in a certain family. And even if you are, there's certain things that come along with that. But the average American right now struggles due to inflation. That is facts. These are facts. Just struggling with the fact that, you know, I make 7,000 a month, but I got $8,000 a month in bills unpaid. Sound like that needs to be a readjustment. My job is moving. I need to recertify, get more education. My kids are not functioning well in school. I need to take away from work so that I can help them more in doing their homework and monitoring the kids through the teacher, through whomever. I have to go to meetings, I have to set appointments, emails with the school. These are stressors. Your kids are not following rules. Kids are breaking rules, sneaking out, spending your money, stealing your money. This is the reality of living. This is a reality of life. See, as a therapist, people come to me all the time with these particular issues, and they need assistance with how to manage it. And the main complaint of struggles is that they're stressed out, they're worried, they have anxiety, they have depression. Or they're doing impulsive things or erratic things that have a negative outcome. These are the things that people come to me all the time. Before this session, I was with a client that has a world of stressors and struggles that range from financial, family, professional, mental health, physical health related, legal. And in those sessions, I have to tackle each of these issues. Some focus more than others, some are all interrelated. Some are self-induced. Some of these issues are not. And as a therapist, my job is to implement psychological and counseling related methods to help this person manage those psychosocial struggles and stressors. Some of these issues can be resolved in weeks. Some of these issues takes months. Some can take days. Some of these issues are ongoing. And it is amazing in the therapeutic process when a person learns to resolve certain issues and struggles less, how when it applies to other life related issues, they find themselves not being accustomed and almost in some ways uncomfortable with the fact that, wow, I accomplished and took care of certain issues that no longer exist. It's the consistency of it. You see, it's the difference between you being lazy and not wanting to work and dealing with the fact that you're a person is not ambitious, as opposed to someone who puts in 100, 200% at a job, and then they go to that job one day, and then they find out they don't have a job. Now the outcomes end up with, these are two people who are unemployed, but the role and the environment that they're operating in is totally different. And they're both struggling. They're both struggling. How you doing? Must be Trini Gal Estate. I gotta hit you up on Instagram. I'm not my old phone. I got a new phone. Must be Trini Gal, and the old phone is out of network right now. So I'm gonna have to hit you up on Instagram and chit chat with you. Hope all is well with you. Appreciate you for coming in. Let's also kind of touch upon social media as a domain, more of a recreational domain, such as a recreational domain that creates struggle. It creates adversive situations in which people who come here, they come here to learn, they come here to gain some understanding of things, or they come here to learn how to do things, particularly handy things, that in most situations they would care less how to do. So when looking at this, life, like they say, you're sectoring. The sector is sectoring. Life is lifing, lack of a better term. And it's a constant. It's a constant journey. I'd even talk about the religious and spiritual struggles, because I don't like to, particularly on this channel, talk about religion or religious things as much. But I do think, particularly in this topic, it's applicable. But this is what we have to do as adults. We're supposed to be responsible. We're supposed to be engaging. We're supposed to have the intellect to handle this. In a modern society, what stresses looks like is totally different from the stresses of someone that's in a second, third world country. But at the end of the day, it's how you deal with it, how you cope with it, how do you move on from it, how you can resolve it. Being stress free is like a lifelong journey. You may be stress free for a certain period of time, in a certain period of time only. There are people who go away on vacations and getaways to be stress free. So this is the reality of it. And so people come on social media looking for answers. And then they find themselves interacting with people who cause problems. I can even attest to myself as creating problems for myself. My online persona caused problems. Did I help people? Am I currently making money off of this channel? Yes, I am. I have several clients that I've gotten due to my Life Solutions channel. I should have more. But the reality is that, you know, social media is like a new domain. It creates a new struggle, new conflicts, new rivalries. The addiction of social media is a struggle. There are people who struggle with not being able to go live or struggle with the fact that they can't stop watching social media up to a certain hour or time frame a day. Okay. So this is just, me speaking as it relates to this. And these are things that I talk to with people all the time. And it can be overwhelming. Struggles of life affect a person's ability to want to live. Thoughts of hopelessness and helplessness. Developing codependent relationships, exploitation of others, the manipulation of others so that they can not struggle in that area. These things are truthfully permeated throughout American society, and we see the functions of it from a more colorful and theatrical level online. And that's the reality of it. And a lot of the struggles that we face are struggles that we created because of bad decisions. My focus as a therapist to it is at minimal assist you in making decisions that don't create more problems and simultaneously resolving problems that you didn't contribute to, how to resolve or minimize how they affect your life in a therapeutic manner. And this is kind of the reality. I do wish that I'm not able to cam up. I do like to cam up, uh, but unfortunately I can't right now. And I'm at the office, and we all have struggles. There are tons of people who have stories of how they struggled. They were poor. They struggled in life. Didn't have clothes. Didn't eat 3 times a day. That's a struggle. Struggled in high school. Struggled in till college came, and they worked hard, turned their life around, and everything was happy ever after. So this is the reality, but I must maintain the fact that the struggles of life are indicative of how we approach life. Are we approaching life affect appropriately. There's a certain level of maturity that comes with that. There's a maturity level that comes with how you approach life. A 25-year-old does not approach life the same way as someone that's 45. It's just facts. Well, not necessarily a fact, but it's just the chances of that lean towards that line of thought. But in many of my therapy sessions, I encounter people who are struggling with life. They're struggling with their mental illness. And so we want to align ourselves with people who are not working against us, who work with us or benefit us. You also are beneficial to other people. You want to be in positive spaces. You want to keep your eyes open. You want to avoid um, putting yourself in situations that cause struggle. You don't want to buy things you can't afford. You don't want to put on facades and put on a show for people to make yourself appear in a way that is not you. You may have to make a career change, which is scary. And so this is the reality of it. Okay. And so I just wanted to talk about that, the struggles of life, struggles of dealing with death, grieving, financial changes, uncertainty with the economy, transportation issues. I mean, we're talking about all types of things that people struggle with. You can talk to 10 different people about things that they're struggling with in life, and they all can say different things. But the approach to tackling those issues, resolving those issues, extinguishing those issues can be the same. Now, it may not be implemented the same way, but it's all the same. Using proper decision making skills and problem solving skills, it's all the same. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up, and I do appreciate you all for being here. But I also want to preface today that, guys, I will be going live later today on my D Darrell Live channel. And, that's a whole different ball game over there. But I will be going live to talk about uh, some controversial things that is going on in the Umar sector. Uh, this this is more of me just kind of talking to you all about things from a professional standpoint, struggles of life, what people go through, and what they talk about in therapy. I haven't done a live stream without camming up in a long, long time on this channel. Usually I'm cammed up in my office, but I'm decided to do this today. But it's a thing. And I understand that in that struggle, you want to find ways to deal with it and to escape it. And this is what leads people to things like smoking, drinking, drugs. Okay, what's up, Mikey? How you doing? So my advice is to find ways to enjoy life, take time for yourself, learn to manage and balance what you do, and you learn to embrace your weaknesses and learn to improve those weaknesses and always enhance your strengths. Just becoming a better person. Don't engage in self-defeating behaviors. So, with that being said, guys, I do appreciate you all for being here. Just wanted to quickly talk about this particular topic. It is a therapeutic related topic because I deal with people who struggle with life mainly because of their mental illness. But due to that, one of the foundations of it is that they are stressed out and have no clue on how to manage their life. Okay. All right, guys. So with that being said, guys, y'all have a great day. This is D Durrell with D Durrell Life Solutions. Peace.